This is the best moments of the BBQ Central Show in 10 minutes or less. Ever wish you could re-listen to your favorite interview or segment? Do you enjoy hearing older shows for the first time in years? Then the best moments of the BBQ Central Show in 10 minutes or less is just what you need. Thanks for listening and enjoy the show.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this edition of the best moments of the BBQ Central Show in 10 minutes or less. Today's show comes from January 31st, 2012. It is historically significant in the fact the very first video guest came on this day. Robin Lindars stops in and talks to Greg. So let's jump into it. Here is Robin Lindars, Greg Rempe, January 31st, 2012.
Richard for joining me just this past segment, but we race over to the hotline. Fingers crossed here. And we welcome in Robin Lindars from grillgirl.com. Robin, how are you?
Hey, how's it going?
I'm doing absolutely fabulous, Robin. Thanks for joining me during a little video thing here, which I believe it's actually working, so that's always nice.
Is it working? Can you guys see me?
I mean, it seems to be working. I've split screened us, so I'm on the left-hand side, you're on the right-hand side. I don't know. I mean, things are going well. My processor probably doesn't like me that much, but I've tried to scale back as much as possible so we don't blow this whole bad bitch up before it actually gets going. Nevertheless, we don't want to talk
Greg,
about...
I have to say, if I thought it was actually going to work, I might have propped my computer up so I don't have that, double chin action going on right now.
Yeah. Hey, believe me, they have to see me every week, so anything is an improvement over me. Don't even worry about it. All right, we're talking with Robin Lindars. Robin, a couple of the items that we want to talk about. There's something called the Super Bowl.
What?
I know a lot of people have no idea what it's about, but it's this big football game that they play towards the end of every National Football League season, pitting the two best teams against each other. Of course, that involves a lot of eating, and no better person to get in touch with to talk about what's good to eat, what's not good to eat, than our own grill girl. So what are you doing special for the Super Bowl, Robin?
Well, my best friends from Atlanta is visiting, so there will probably be a lot of skinny girl margaritas consumed. But obviously, it's going to be grilling related. And what I actually just pulled off the grill tonight, I wanted to kind of give it a try, was I did an Alabama white barbecue sauce on wings, and it was really good. I've always done it just on chicken breasts and it turned out really great on the wings. And you know how you'll sometimes have people over, God bless them, and they can't stand any heat. So my traditional ass blast sauce isn't really applicable to all my friends and family. So the white barbecue sauce is good because it's kind of mild heat wise, at least.
Ass blaster sauce?
Most of my wings are usually extremely hot. I like the spice. I'll probably still I have what's called a chipotle sriracha wing that I grill, and that's got a lot of chipotle peppers and a lot of sriracha in it, and that's another favorite. What do you normally make for the Super Bowl, Greg?
I make a light salad with a white wine spritzer. That's right. I keep it real. I keep it true. Don't even worry about it. I don't know. I mean, I'm going to probably have to work, so whatever's left over. When I wasn't working, it was a lot of wings. It's all the stuff that's bad for you, but I'm trying to keep Beards for Barbecue going, minus the beard, of course, but trying to eat a little bit healthier in moderation, and some of that stuff just doesn't seem to want to go along with what I'm trying to achieve these days. But, I mean, to me, there's nothing better. Super Bowl Sunday, a lot of beer, a lot of wings. That's the way to go for me.
Wings and beer are a staple, but if they're grilled, they're so much better for you anyway because they're not fried. So I always make jalapeno poppers because that's kind of my staple, and anyone that comes over always recommends them. And I do them two ways. I have kind of an old school version that I always did, and then kind of a newer version. The old school version is taking the jalapeno and stuffing it with cream cheese and wrapping it in bacon. And the new version is taking a jalapeno and taking prosciutto and wrapping the prosciutto around your favorite kind of cheese and then stuffing it in the jalapeno. So I will say I think that the one with prosciutto is less work And if you're like me and you really like bacon, and bacon on any appetizer usually takes it up a notch, I have caught my grill on fire by overloading the grill with too much bacon. So
Really?
maybe the prosciutto is a little bit safer.
You've caught the grill on fire? Is it a gas grill that you caught on fire or a charcoal grill?
It was the gas grill at my dad's house, and we had all the family over. And it was actually the other appetizer I was going to say. I was doing bacon wrapped asparagus, which is really just asparagus wrapped in bacon. But I made so much of it, and I put it all on the grill. I just put a really large amount of bacon on at one time. So my only advice is just not to overload your grill with large amounts of bacon, because it can turn into a grease fire.
Yeah, definitely not something that you want to be a part of. Robin Lindar is joining us here on the show. Grillgirl.com is the email address. Let me back up a little bit. You had mentioned Alabama white sauce. Maybe I'm taking a jump here, but I would imagine you spent some time with Ken Hess down at that Kingsford University last year. He's well established with Big Bob Gibson's. Big Bob Gibson's well known for this white sauce, Alabama. I mean, am I seeing a connection here? What's happening?
Yes. Well, white sauce is from Alabama, but I didn't learn it from Ken. I'm from the South too, not from Alabama, but anytime I would go into Alabama or talk to friends, they would always talk about this white barbecue sauce. And it wasn't until I got Chris Lilly's cookbook that I got the recipe for it. And it's different. My husband loves it, but it's a mayo and vinegar based barbecue sauce that's got horseradish, apple juice, a lot of pepper, and some cayenne in it. It's a white barbecue sauce, but I think that the mayo base actually keeps your meat really moist. So, like, if you read Chris Lilly's book, you'll see that they talk about using it even like a mop sauce, and they use it on pork and chicken. But it's great on wings, and I actually served it once at a women's grilling clinic, and everybody was really gaga over it. So I just decided I'd use it on wings for Super Bowl.
Now, you said mayo, you said horseradish, you said some other things that I guess I wouldn't necessarily associate right away. But would it go good on, like, beef at all?
I think beef is a dipping sauce, or maybe like if you're doing like a sirloin burger and you use it as a sauce, because keep in mind it is a mayo base. So, but I wouldn't use it like you might use barbecue sauce on like a traditional Kansas City style barbecue sauce on other things. I mean, it's kind of tangy and different. So if you had to use for mayo, like on a burger like that, or dipping your steak in, but I wouldn't use it as a marinade.
I know we don't have like a huge amount of time, maybe 5 minutes, but there's another day coming up that all men need to be aware of. Guys, I hope I'm not letting you in on a secret here. A little thing called Valentine's Day. So, a lot of people just want to cheap out and take their wife or their husband out to eat and not do any work whatsoever related. But do you have any ideas about what you would like to see at the Valentine's Day table?
Well, and I don't know about you, Greg, but when you go out for those Valentine's Day dinners, they get to be so cheesy because they give you a crappy set menu anyway. And then you can't even really like order the good stuff off the menu. And it's so crowded that I actually think it's a lot more romantic to cook a nice meal together. And then you can hang out at home and drink large amounts of wine. And if, things get crazy, then you're home and you're having fun.
Who knows what happens after that? Mathematics, long division.
And there it is from January 31st, 2012. Robin Lindar's the very first video guest on the Really Big Barbecue Central show. If you want to hear the rest of the show, head on over to the bbqcentralshow.com. There's going to be a link in the show notes. It's going to take you right there. While you're over there, please subscribe to the Barbecue Central show via podcast. Never miss an episode of this show or the Really Big Barbecue Central show again. As always, I can't thank you enough for listening. Until next time on the best moments of the Barbecue Central show in 10 minutes or less, I'm your host, John Solberg. I look forward to talking to you again soon.